Hey everyone, this is going to be a quick tutorial for anyone buying my tripod. First I'll show you how to get the software you need, then I'll explain how to adjust the model for different screw sizes, and finally I'll go through the printing process. For editing, I will recommend Autodesk Fusion 360. It is the native format, so you won't get any weird conversion. To get this program for free, just type in Google Fusion 360, find this page. Sorry for using a non-English version. Click to download the free trial version, then click on the one for personal use. Confirm your choice below. Head on down here to get the one for personal use, then follow the login and download instructions. Now I'm in Fusion 360. First I'm going to go to the top left corner and open the data panel. Here I will make a new tripod folder. Then I hover over the file icon and click Upload. This window should appear. Here you can select files. For Fusion 360, you need the ones ending with F3D. I will choose the middle component as an example. It should appear in this window. Below you can choose the location where you want to import the model. I'll choose the tripod folder I made a moment ago. Then click Upload. The model should appear in the left panel. It may take a few seconds to load. After it finishes loading, double-click it to open it. This is the first version of the middle section, but that doesn't matter because the editing process will be the same for all sections. Before you can edit a model, you must go to the left panel, click the Read Only button below the model, and select Editable. Now let's look at the model. Use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. Panning is achieved by holding down the middle mouse button, and to rotate, just hold down the middle mouse button and shift. To change the diameter of the hole, you need to click on it, and when it is highlighted, press the right mouse button to open this menu. In this menu, click Edit Sketch. This will take you to sketch mode where you can edit dimensions. All holes should be 3.2 millimeters in diameter, so you can find them easily. All you have to do is double-click on the number and change it to another value. I would recommend making the hole 0.2 millimeters larger than your screw, as a 3D printer is not very accurate. After changing the number, go to the right panel and click Finish Sketch to apply the changes to the model. As you can see in this example, all three sides have changed because they use the same sketch. However, the middle hole still needs to be modified. If you are not sure which holes still need to be adjusted, just click on them to highlight them and look in the lower right corner. It should tell you the diameter. Now I'll quickly adjust the middle hole, which involves the same process as before. All holes on this part are modified. Let's not forget to save it. When you click Save in the upper left corner, you will be asked for a name for the new version. I usually name the versions V1, V2, etc. You can find all versions in the left panel. Now we export the model. Click the file in the upper left corner and click Export. In this window, you need to change the format to STL. You can then rename the file and change its output location. When you're done, click Export. This window will appear after the export is complete. You can close it at any time and go to edit another component. For this part, we need to look at the nut bracket. You can see it right here. First, I will quickly widen the hole to show that the process is exactly the same as for the other part and to see the inside better. Now I'm going to click inside and click Edit Sketch. As you can see, there is a hexagon shape for the nut and a dimension next to it. I click on it and change the value. Then hit Enter and finish the sketch. Now let's look at the thickness of the nut. To adjust this feature, it is best to look in the lower left corner. There is a timeline of changes. Right-click the fourth one from the left and click Edit Element. Now you can change the height of this extrusion, in other words, the thickness of the nut bracket. I won't show the other parts because they can be modified using the same process you saw earlier. For 3D printing, I recommend a Prusa slicer. I will put the link in the description of the video. For those watching from other websites, this link will only be on YouTube. Scroll down here and select according to your system. Then follow the download instructions. In case you are using an older version of Prusa Slicer that does not have organic support available, I would recommend updating to version 2.6 or later. Alright, here we are in the Prusa Slicer. Panning is the right mouse button. Rotation is with the left mouse button. Use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. To add a model, there is a panel at the top, and on the left side of that panel, there is a cube with a plus icon. Click on it and select models in STL format. Once the model is imported, it will probably not have the correct orientation. To flip it, go to the left panel and click the fourth button from the top. It will show these white areas. When you click on the area, it will make it the bottom. If you're not sure what the correct orientation is, here are all the parts at once in the correct orientation. If you want to move the model, just grab it with our mouse. Now let's change some settings. These settings are only tested on my Prusa MK3 3D printer, so if you have a different printer, you may need to adjust them. In the right panel, I recommend setting the infill to 20% and checking the outline, or whatever it is called in the English version of Prusa Slicer. The filament is up to you, but I used PLA. When you go to the print settings on the top left, you can click on the filament and there is the filament pattern setting. I use gyroid. If you go to the supports, there is the support angle setting. For me, 40% worked well. I used organic supports because they help make cleanup after printing easier. These are not available in older versions of the Prusa Slicer. I also only enabled supports on the print bed. I used a 0.15 mm for the height of the layer, but you can change it to your liking. You can now generate layers in the bottom left corner. You can then look through the layers using this slider. You can see the print time at the bottom right. Below that is the export button. This will create a file for your 3D printer. Before we get to assembly, there is one thing you need to do with this piece. If you look here, you can see that the support goes into this hole on both sides, so you won't be able to remove it afterwards. Support is not needed here, so we can remove it. Highlight the component. Right-click and add support blocker. Then grab the cube and place it like this. Generate a view of the layers and check that the supports have disappeared. It should look like this. Now we can quickly go through the assembly process. First, grab these two parts and push them together. Then insert the nut into the top clamp and screw it in. There is a close-up where you can see what it should look like. Then attach the middle part. Use a screw and two nuts to secure it in place. It should be able to tilt from side to side, but must be stiff enough to hold your phone. To assemble the legs, insert a nut into this hole and screw a bolt through the side to tighten the leg. Make sure it does not slip when the screw is tightened. Finally, we place the legs on the main body. Here you see an older version of the model, but the assembly is the same. Just a bolt with 2 nuts. The newer version also has a small bump inside, so the tripod won't fall over easily. And here is the complete tripod. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If so, please give it a like. You can subscribe to see more projects like this. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.